Welcome to the Quinte branch of the Ontario Genealogical Society. The Ontario Genealogical Society, alternatively operating as Ontario Ancestors, has approximately 35 branches and special interest groups throughout Ontario. The Ontario Genealogical Society was founded as a non-profit corporation and a registered Canadian charity in 1961, dedicated to assisting those interested in the pursuit of family history and to preserve Ontario's genealogical heritage. The Quinte branch of the Ontario Genealogical Society was founded in 1980 and is operated as a branch of OGS serving the Greater Quinte area up until the present. We are all familiar with the function of an index in a book. Typically, an index, usually found at the end of a book, is an alphabetical list of names or subjects with references to the places where these items occur in the book. In the world of genealogy, an index often links individuals to sources of information about that individual. An indexing project is often collaborative in nature and focused on a particular set of documents or a specific family tree, and can provide very valuable information to researchers. Genealogical indexes work similarly to indexes in a book, in that they are a finding aid to help researchers locate original records. A genealogical index of an original record set includes at the very least a name, but in some cases additional information such as dates, locations, sources, and pages. An index is only a first step and should be followed up with research using original records. A clear and accurate index to a large genealogical source is invaluable and can reduce research time from days and weeks to mere minutes. One of the best examples of a large-scale collaborative indexing project is one carried out by FamilySearch.org over a number of years. In 2006, FamilySearch decided to index their millions of records in order to help researchers locate records more quickly and efficiently. 7 years later, in April 2013, FamilySearch had indexed 1 billion records. Another 7 years passed, and in April 2020, FamilySearch announced that 5.8 billion records had been indexed, due in no small part to the dedication of their volunteer indexing teams. This is a view of the landing page on the website for the Quinte branch of Ontario Ancestors. The navigation bar beneath the title shows buttons for Home, Branch Information, Library and Research, Publications, Genealogy 101, and Members. If the mouse hovers over any of these items, a drop-down menu will present a number of clickable links connected to specific pages on the website, as is shown under Publications. The current searchable indexes created by the Quinte branch are found under the items highlighted with red arrows, specifically Home, Library and Research, and Members. Check these searchable indexes out when you visit the website. Under Home in the navigation bar, we find an item titled Searchable Indexes. On this page, there are direct links highlighted in red to a number of significant indexes, including Tony, the Ontario Names Index, containing more than 12 million names referenced to records of individuals across Ontario. Find It, the Quinte branch Master Index, the most visited page on the entire Quinte branch website. The library catalog, containing more than 2,300 titles found in the Quinte branch reference library. The surname interest list, containing more than 4,500 surnames and engaged researchers invested in exploring these surnames. Directories from Hastings County for 1860 and 1864, containing almost 20,000 references, and to several church databases referencing baptisms, marriages, and burials in the Greater Quinte area during the 1800s. All of these indexes are searchable. Under Library and Research in the navigation bar, we find indexes titled Find It, the most popular resource on the Quinte branch website, the Surname Interest List, the second most popular index for researchers, and a searchable library catalog detailing virtually all of the resources available in the Quinte branch research library. Using the Find It index as an example, we can see how the index simplifies the research process. Search boxes appear at the top of each column containing unique information. In this case, a pioneer surname, Ketchison, was entered into the search box for the surname column. The searchable index automatically selected all records having the surname Ketchison, and in this case displayed the first 10 of the 4,378 entries found. Identified entries can be displayed in increments of 10, 25, 50, or 100. The red box shows information specifying where the source material for each entry can be found in the Quinte Branch Research Library. In this case, the information displayed includes a resource title, library reference number, and page on which this individual appeared. Using this index, researchers can quickly determine that source material for Louise Ketchison is found on page 72 in the volume titled Hastings County Births 1869 to 1879, a volume now easily located on the shelves of the Quinte Branch Research Library. On the drop-down menu under Members in the navigation bar is the Members Lounge. The Members Lounge contains extremely valuable resources which members of the Quinte Branch can browse to view. Many of the resources in this section of the Members Lounge duplicate those found under the Home button identified as searchable indexes, although this section is being continuously expanded by the addition of new resource material. Also in the Members Lounge is a section titled Cemetery Transcriptions. This section is undoubtedly the best value for members of the Quinte Branch as it contains transcriptions of tombstones for approximately 300 cemeteries in the greater Quinte area. These transcriptions have been compiled by dedicated volunteers for almost 50 years and represent a tremendous value that members of the Quinte Branch can browse to locate ancestors and identify family relationships. The value placed on purchasing all these transcriptions would exceed $3,000, although they can be viewed here by Quinte Branch members for free. Also available in the Members Lounge are 15 years of the Quinte Searchlight newsletters, containing countless valuable articles of interest to the genealogy community. If you can see the value to the genealogical community of the countless hours of work put in by volunteers in the past, consider paying it forward and adding to this value by becoming a volunteer yourself. Consider joining the Quinte Branch indexing team as a volunteer indexer. Contact us by email at quinteindex@ogs.on.ca or at our general email account at quintebranch@ogs.on.ca. Here at the Quinte Branch, we are part of a bigger team. The Quinte Branch is one of more than 35 branches and special interest groups hosted by the Ontario Genealogical Society on the Ontario Ancestors website platform. The Ontario Ancestors website uses WordPress and is managed by the OGS support team. Virtually all of our index material is published to the Quinte Branch website using the WP Data Access plugin for WordPress, a function that is managed by the Quinte Branch website team. The only issue for an indexing volunteer is the recording of the actual information in a format that can be passed over to the Quinte Branch indexing team. Ordinarily, this transfer is done as an Excel or a CSV file. CSV stands for comma-separated value. A CSV is really just a name for a text file. In our example, we have Smith, the surname, comma, John, the given name, comma, 1832, the birth year, comma, 1899, the death year, comma, and Hastings, the county of death. If you can type letters, numbers, and a few frequently used keyboard characters, like the comma, you have all the keyboarding skills necessary to be an index volunteer. In the spreadsheet being used to clean and format the indexing data, the commas from the CSV file are replaced by the vertical column separators in the spreadsheet. In both cases, these constructs sort the information into the correct section or column in the dataset. At this point, if you already own a spreadsheet, like Excel, and are familiar with using this type of software, you are set to go. However, if you do not own your own spreadsheet software, or you are worried about learning a new software program, even if it's free, you should continue on in this video and see why you don't need any expensive software or need to face the learning curve involved in using unfamiliar software in order to be an indexing volunteer. If your laptop or desktop is running a Windows operating system, you have in the Windows Accessories group a program called NotePad. NotePad is a simple text editor. If you are using an Apple computer or running a Linux operating system, you also will have a simple text editor as part of your operating system. You need look no further for software than a simple text editor to work as an indexing volunteer. I extracted some records using the Find It searchable index on the Quinte Branch website by searching on the surname field for a family name I am familiar with from my research. This gave me some data compatible with Find It to work with. My goal was to create a CSV file using only Windows NotePad. It took about 12 minutes to type these 10 records from Find It into Windows NotePad. The only difference between this version and conventional typing was that there was no space left after each comma. When finished, I saved the file firstly as a .txt file, a text file. I then saved the file a second time, adding the extension .csv after the file name, thereby creating a CSV file. This is the searchable index I developed in about 15 minutes from the file created using Windows NotePad. Although containing only 10 records, this small searchable index worked perfectly, proving that the indexing process could be accomplished by an indexing volunteer using only Windows NotePad or another text editor of choice. This data was originally entered using Windows NotePad and saved in two formats, .txt, a text file, and .csv, a CSV file. Both file formats worked perfectly and posed no problem when capturing the data in Excel. The only software needed to index is a text editor, like Notepad, a familiar piece of software that is included in all operating systems. If you would like to volunteer as an indexer with the Quinte Branch, please contact us by email at quinteindex@ogs.on.ca.